Hi guys, I'm out here with Boone. This is a coming 3-year-old, and this is where we've rode him a little bit. I'm working on ground tying today, and I think this is a perfect time to do it. It's at the end of our ride, okay? Now, ground tying is a very useful tool that just helps us in so many ways. For instance, there's likely going to be a time where Boone will have to work a rope when we're doctoring cattle and things, and I need him to just stay put where he was left, okay? And it's also handy for saddling up, for adjusting your tack. You know, if your horse tries to walk off, it's so annoying, it's not helpful at all, okay? So I'm gonna start with some very basic cues that he can understand, okay? Now, before we start, Boone loves to roll, okay? And this is towards the end of a ride, so it's the perfect time where he would want to roll. That's probably gonna be one of our biggest challenges. But starting this out, I like to take my lead rope, put it up on their forehead, drop it, whoa, okay? I want to say whoa. Now notice he went to follow me. That's simply because that's what he's been trained to do at this point, is to follow where I go. But he needs to learn the difference between these, okay? We're going to ask him again. It's the same, whether we use a rope. Eventually we won't use a rope, we'll just use our hand, and we'll go, whoa, okay? Now, I'm going to put him back, whoa. Do it again. Good. You can already tell he's got the idea of rolling in his mind. Whoa. 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 Okay, now he's got the concept here a little bit. Okay, now you can tell his horse is thinking. You can tell by his body language of his ears. Now I don't mind necessarily at this stage if they put their head down, but he can't lead, okay? This is why I like to do this with a rope, because now I can bring him back. Whoa. Do it again. Repeat the steps. Whoa. I want him thinking this is a really good parking space. Okay? I moved a little bit here. I don't expect him to not be a horse, right? He's young. That's really helpful, Boone. Please don't chew those up. No. Maybe. Your horse won't do that. We'll see. There you go. Lots of thoughts, right? You can just tell through his body language. Just this early spring, he's starting to shed. He's been out in the pasture today. This dirt looks really inviting and he wants to roll. Okay. Let him up a little bit. Whoa. Oh, there's a big sigh. Now he's thinking. Right? If working on body language at the same time, we can tell he's thinking there because he was licking and chewing. All right, now we're going to start making it a little bit more interesting because he seems like he's grasping the concept, okay? So now I'm going to start moving around him. Whoa. And I need him to still stay still. See the difficulty? Whoa. Factor. Whoa. Changed. There we go. Whoa. Now he's been taught overall, right, to try to fakes. So he's working through that and trying to navigate through. So I'm not going to beat him up by any means. I'm just going to come back to that same parking space. Whoa. 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 This is where we just sometimes got to trust our horses. Okay? They'll never, this is a big illustration I want you to keep in mind. You've got to treat your horse how you want them to be, not how they've been, if you actually want them to get somewhere. Okay? So, whoa. 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 Yeah. Oh. Now we're just trying to ingrain that concept, right? First time we made a circle around him. So now he's getting this, okay? He's learning another step. It was before, face me. Now he's figuring out that whoa is a pretty good idea, right? Let me change it up on it. Now you notice he went to pick me up on this side. Watch when I come over here. See what he does. I don't have his attention right now. This is where they tend to walk off. There, okay.
That is actually gonna, also you can take a nap. Now I'm actually gonna come further away here.
I'm coming right by the camera. creating more distance from Boone. That makes it harder for him, or easier, maybe we could say, because his attention is going to tend to leave. Changing it up. That a boy. That a boy. Now, this is the first stage of side passing. This is going pretty well, okay? We're going to move on to stage 2. This can get really interesting, okay? So now I'm going to come back, pick up my lead. I'm actually going to walk him around a little bit. Good, so I'd ask him to come with me. We're going to go and do some things here. Maybe make a figure 8. You could do a circle. Doesn't really matter. Okay? Then we're going to come back to the same spot. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, whoa. It gives us another opportunity to work on the word, to work on that. Whoa. Whoa. Let up, boy. See, now we're testing him a little. We're treating him how we want him to be, working through this. One of the biggest things that we're going to have, though, is if we don't treat him how we want him to be, and reality is he could walk off, right? Please don't do that. Those are too expensive. They don't give those away. If we want him to be a certain way, that's how we have to expect that they'll be, right? If I always went into, oh my goodness, he'll walk off if I let go, they'll never learn this concept, right? It's killing you not rolling, isn't it, Boone? All right, now we've worked through stage 2. Eventually, we'd get into bringing other horses into the arena. I don't have one available right now, but bringing other horses in, moving other horses, whoa. Whoa. And then bringing in chaos, if you will, lots of other things to see, can we keep their attention, okay? Because again, eventually he will need this kind of focus for a job. If we're doctoring cattle or doing any kind of thing where I really need his focus to be on me, I can't have him walking off, okay? So this is stages 1 and 2 with Boone on the ground tie. I will keep using this throughout his training anytime that I can to really get this really solid and really good. I hope this helps you teaching your horse to ground tie. Till next time, we'll be working on it too. Whoa. Whoa. That's what happens sometimes. We'll see you down the trail.